Yeah, I guess so.
Good job. You went 69.
Yeah.
I thought I've just seen the board. I thought you must have.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't see her, so I don't know if she bogged it or what.
Oh, really? You can take a new shot.
Oh yeah, I got off it. I think I've got Phil now then.
Yeah, you're out. Breakfast time. Yep.
Gonna have to rerun the pair before us. There was 5 bikes left. Dave Grundy was supposed to have the bye, he was right in front of us. But there, you got it mixed up on the line. Gary Hester was supposed to have, I can't remember his name, Silver ZX14, but they sent the 14 by itself. So they're gonna have to rerun that pair. I'll be the winner of those two, and Dave against us in the final if we get there, because the weather's supposed to not be very good.
Who you got?
Me.
Is that right? Be careful.
down there, it's starting to rain.
Okay. The other side.
Yeah, it's good. You? Hopefully it's just a fucking little shower.
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay. That was the other semi-final for ET. Dave Grundy on the Triumph against Gary Hester on the GSX. So it's me and Dave in the final. Turnaround time shouldn't be that much either because Dave's is a street bike. So do we get it in? Oh, you're breaking out. Oh, no.
I'm breaking. Can I break out? Can I break out? No!
It must have been quite out. Oh, no. I weren't catching him. I thought I left pretty well as well.
0.85 difference on the tree. There goes Dave, there goes Scott. And the win light goes to Dave Grundy. Oh, what a package that was. 10.51 on a 10.50 Darling. 0.1 light for Dave Grundy. Brilliant. Scott Collier was not far off. 0.8 light, a 9.66 on a 65. Both riders right.
Oh, he got me on the tree. His 0.1 light to my 0.8. I went 9.66 on a 9.65. He went 10.51 on a 10.50. Fair play.
Out the window, I don't even have to stop. Fucking brilliant!
That was fucking close.
So close, wasn't it?
Got that.
You got
Call it.
I weren't catching you. Yeah, 66 on 65 for me and an 0.8 light.
Who predicted this? I'm like,
He's over the moon now.
yeah.
I've seen him going like that.
That's his first podium, number one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Even better.
So we had to
After all this time.
congratulate him.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
Oh, we get changed now then.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lose on that, there's something wrong, isn't there, really?
Well done.
Yeah. Well done.
Right. That wakes everybody up to ride it home.
Can't do much about that.
Yeah, that's Dave Grundy's first ever win. Yeah.
He was 0-1 on the tree and 51 on a 50 dial, so...
Yeah, you can't.
What?
You got to the
Oh,
final, mate.
Yeah.
You were buying on your dial as well.
I know, 0-1.
Yeah.
I weren't catching him.
I can see fucking, I was like, fucking, I was just going to be close to
I thought you were breaking out. I got off anyway.
I just how they
I thought I was barely alright. Alright, that's us on the way back from Sportsman Nationals, round 3 of the championship. Bit of a better weekend this time really. I've not done any updates since I think Friday evening, so just a bit of a recap. So we got there on Friday morning. Friday was a test day. Obviously we're also running alongside the street weekend this weekend. There was a few of them. That was the first day for them, was Friday at Centrepod. So we got there, we got set up, it was red hot as well. First pass, I think it was about 1 o'clock. And that was a 9:50, I think it was a 9:54. I was a bit surprised it went that quick, to be honest, especially in that heat. So then we left it a few hours and we went out at 3 or 4 o'clock at 9:51, which I was even more surprised about because it's not been that fast for the last couple of years that I can remember really. Yeah, we were well happy with it. It was obviously pretty consistent as well. So we were all happy going into Saturday qualifying. And yeah, carried on really. First qualifier Saturday was really good. So obviously we'd had 2 9:50 passes on Friday, so I dialed in a 9:50 and I went to 9:56. So I was pretty happy with that. It didn't go the straightest, it kind of, I don't know if it span a little bit, but it did drive left off the line. So I thought, well, I'll do the same again next pass, but point it a bit straighter and it should go a lower 50 at least. I messed the next one up really. I messed up my staging routine, so that kind of put me off a bit, and then Brett got out on me and then that took my attention away, and I couldn't tell you when I shifted or anything like that, and that was a 9:60, 62 I think that was. So that was just on me, that was one of them things. But we had 4 qualifiers, we ended up 6th with the first one we did, so 9:56 on a 9:50, that was the closest we got. And Brett actually qualified 5th, so 1 place above us. So Sunday, I know there was talk of some heavy weather coming in, like thunderstorms and a lot of rain coming with it, so we didn't really know when that was going to hit or how bad. So we always knew it might get to the point where it doesn't get finished. So we had Chantel on the blue G6R 1000 first round, dialed a little bit back, just as normal in eliminations. I think she had some gear shifting issues because I didn't see her until the shutdown. I think I dialed a 965. I went through, I see she weren't there, backed off it, slowed down. I think that was a 960, 71 or a 72. But I was well off it because I knew she wasn't anywhere near. So second round, put me and Phil Pratt together. Phil has every national championship that ET Bike's been, he's won it. So he's absolutely one of the big boys, and he's been a bit off the first couple of rounds because he's changed his setup a little bit. There's a street tyre, extended swing arm, G6R 1000, but he's always gone off a hand clutch. This year he's got a slider in it and it's got a 2-step, so they've just been dialing that in, but he was deadly accurate on yesterday. He went number 1 from the first session, and somebody jumped above him on the second to last session, and then he jumped above them again in the last session. As close to perfect as I can't remember the time, but as close to perfect as you could get. So I knew that was going to be a real hard race between me and Phil, but it's one of them, it could go either way. We went down anyway, I left the 65 dial on. I left first, he dials 90, so I had 0.65 or a second head start effectively, and then he had to catch me. And I was looking back and he wasn't really catching like I thought he would have. I didn't really see him all that much, so I got off the throttle and got back on the brakes, and we managed to take the win on that as well. So that I was buzzing at that. To beat Phil, that's a big deal, especially when he's been as consistent as he had been this weekend. I got him a little bit on the tree. I was 070, he was 0.10, and I was a bit closer to my dial as well. I think I went to 967 on a 965. So no, then we had Nicholas, I think his name is, on a ZX9. I think he's fairly new to racing, but I'm sure he was racing last year, but he is really good. and he knows what he's doing on that bike as well. He's always proper consistent. So I knew that was going to be a close one as well. And I was chasing that time as well because I think he dialed 9:40, 10:41. About 8/10 of a second. I had to wait on the line. We both left clean. You can see I was catching him. He was actually backing off to change gear as well. I didn't realise he had to do that because that makes it even harder to be consistent, opposed to using the air shifter. But I know I spoke to him after and he hasn't got anything like that, so it's even more impressive that he does as well as he does. But yeah, I just managed to get round him and roll off and again slow down just enough to take the win. So that was quarterfinals, and how it worked out, we got a bye run into the final. Again, we were chuffed about that because this weather front was coming in as well. They were rushing as quick as you could get down. Whatever class was ready, you went down and you ran. That's how it went today. Just to get the bikes through, cars through, try and get it finished before the weather. Having a bye run not only guarantees your place in the next round, but it cuts down on your cool down and your turnaround time because I didn't have to put any fuel in it. I didn't take it all the way through. Just broke the beams, just a little burnout, and didn't use the air shifter at all, so I didn't have to pump that up again. That was ready. It's an advantage more than just guaranteeing a place in the next round, especially when you get through to the last few rounds because they do rush you through quite a lot. So yeah, we had a bye run, and yeah, we chose to just break the beams, also to save on parts as well, so we're not damaging anything. And as I was going into stage, they said to me, don't run it out the back because it's raining. So they knew it was starting to rain, but because I was just riding a foot over the start line, that was alright. It was raining in the shutdown area. So I did that, we pushed the bike back, and it did just start to rain. A little bit heavy, but it wasn't for very long because it's been so hot as well. It didn't take long for it to get dried up. So I went down and watched the other semi-final. So I've got the video of that as well from the centre, so you can see both sides. So that was Dave Grundy on the Triumph Street Triple, I think it is, and Gary Hester on the GSX 1100 Nostalgia Pro Stock style bike. Slicker wheelie bars on that one. Dave took the win with that, so then I knew it was me and Dave in the final, and I also knew it wouldn't be a long turnaround because Dave's bike is not far from a street bike. It's not anything radical. I think it's just lowered a bit, and I think that's about it. So as far as cooling and all stuff like that, it shouldn't really matter. So we got back to the pits, went down for the final, rushing because we knew this weather was coming in. We got the final off. I was chasing again because he dialed a 1050 and I stuck with the 965. So we both left. Thought I left fairly well, but I could see I wasn't catching him. Not like I was gaining on him, but I wasn't catching him enough to get round him and slow down before the finish. So I thought, oh well, he might be breaking out here. I got off it still, got on the brakes even though I was behind him, and I went a 966 on a 965 dial, 08 light, but Dave took the win. He got me on the tree, he went 01 on the tree, and he went a 1051 on a 1050 dialing. I'm not mad about that at all. He was just better than us today, and he deserved it for that pass. To get that close on both ends, that's a hard job for anybody to get around. So 200s is a tiny little gap to try and get another motorbike into. But yeah, we were well happy. It was Dave's first win as well. He's never won before, so he was chuffed. And yeah, and we've got a good haul of points as well, which is what we needed. Blade unfortunately went out in the first round. He went red. He says his clutch pulled him through stage. I know he's been having some issues as well. The bike's not been going as fast as he liked. That just helps us in the championship effectively. We're just on the way home now, and the weather has turned, so I don't know if you'll be able to hear any of that because it has been hammering it down. But everything's just launched in the van. Just because, same as in between rounds, when we come back from the final, we knew it was going to rain, so we just kind of launched everything in to stop it getting soaking wet. So I don't know where anything is or what, but it's all dry, we've got everything. On the whole, really good weekend, awesome day today. Yeah, we lost in the final, but you can't be mad about that, especially when it's a race like that. The points we didn't have, so good result. So the next one is Summer Nationals, which is only 2 weeks time. So we've got 1 weekend off and then we're back there again. And that's the same setup, just a qualifying day and elimination day. So I'll try and do the test day again just to help get myself back into the rhythm of it. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.